All right, I think it is finally time for us to go ahead and bust out the soldering iron and apply it to a vintage Vox for the first time. So we're going to go ahead and start with this because I think this will be the easiest. Just removing the solder and removing this broken off lead and then connecting this orange lead for the trem channel back here. So that's the plan. We've got the soldering iron heated up now. And we're just going to go ahead and, just like we typically do, add a little bit of solder and just kind of get a little bit on there. I do have the solder temperature quite a bit lower than I normally do. I might turn it back up, we'll see. I'm just trying to be really cautious. So there's the broken lead. And now what I want to do is just go ahead and get our wick out. There's quite a lot of solder we're trying to remove here. There we go. So now we can see the eyelet. That's all I wanted, just for it to be clear so that we can easily fit the lead through there. And everything looks good. Doesn't look like we really disturbed much. There's still some solder on there. I'm going to remove a bit more actually. So now let's go ahead and snip this orange lead. Actually, first I'm going to bend it because it is solid core. So I want to just go ahead and try and bend it to be more the direction we want. Something a bit more akin to that. Now we'll go ahead and cut the lead. And again, we're doing this because there's exposed wire here. It looks like a soldering iron touched it and burnt through the coating, so we don't really have much choice, unfortunately. Making sure everything looks okay. Beautiful, that looks great. So now let's go ahead and remove these leads, since this doesn't matter. These wires for the foot switch. We'll hang on to it, but doesn't really serve a purpose right now. Cool, 2 things off the list. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and move on down the line. I think we can go ahead and remove this trim pot because this just looks like a mess. We'll just let the wick make short work of it. So it looks like there was a lead in the eyelet that's still there. And then this is obviously, this was not soldered into the eyelet. It was not soldered into the hole, it's just kind of sitting on top of it. So that just shows the quality of that repair or swap that some previous guy did. Hope that one wasn't Mark Sampson. Alrighty, there we go. 250K trim pot removed. Now let's go ahead and clean up those eyelets a little bit. Looks like this one's got a lead stuck in it still too. The theme of this project is going to be slow and methodical. That's what it's got to be to do this right. These are just not built like old fenders, and they require that type of care. And that's, of course, not to say that I do not devote a ton of care when I work on the old fenders, but they're more durable. What should we do now? I guess we can continue on down the line. Well, it looks like upon further review, the guy that installed this resistor broke the tab off of it. You can see it's just kind of a pool of solder there now. So, fail on their part. I'm going to do my very best to not make the same mistake. I'm hoping my patience will be rewarded. So we got 2 10Ks gone. We've got the orange wire reinstalled for the trem channel. We've got the trim pot removed. Now we've got these 2 resistors right here that measured quite a bit out of spec. So we will be removing those. So this is supposed to be a 15K and it measures 27K. So way off. So we will definitely want to replace that. And then the one next to it, We can just go on the ends here, I guess. That might be easier. This should be 47K and it's 102K. Yeah, so you can see those two are completely gone. That might not be so bad. You know, sometimes when resistors drift, it could add some unique character to the amp in the way it sounds. And it's not always the best idea to just remove everything that measures out of tolerance because it might not be hurting anything. So I'm going to leave it for now. And I will pose the question to you guys. Do you think I should swap these two? Or do you think I should keep them in based off of the value differences that they are versus a schematic? If you know where these fit within the signal chain and what these are doing, then go ahead and chime in and let me know what you think. So for now, I will leave them, but they are marked for future swapping. And then moving down, we'll just take care of this last 10K carbon film. So this is our target, another 10K. I'm going to see if I can do it with leaving this stuff here. This is all going to be replaced, but I don't have replacements yet, and I'd just rather keep those kind of things placed versus having nothing there. So we'll just try and do this because the other side isn't fully soldered into the eyelet. It's not, the eyelet's not soldered shut, I should say. All right, the last 10K removed. So there's one last carbon film I want to remove, and it's this 22K way back here. I'm not sure there's any way I'm going to be able to show you guys what that looks like, so we'll probably just cut to that being done. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record to show you guys that, but here's the 22K that I removed, and what I ended up doing is just snipping the leads, so it's easier to pull out because it's so tight there. And then I heated up the joint and just literally pulled out the lead that was left in there. The solder is nice and shiny. It looks like new, good solder. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave those as is right now versus completely making them bare like I did the other joints in the other areas where the solder joints didn't look as nice. So that's done. All of the carbon films have been removed from this amp. So now we just got to order some parts to get all of this other stuff replaced, but I think we're making good progress, and so far no tag board breaks, and I'm feeling more and more confident after each one on how to do this properly. So that's all great stuff. Now I think we're going to go ahead and end there for tonight as it's getting late. I'm going to go ahead and make an order. Do I want to make an order? TBD, I might upload this video and then wait for feedback from you guys before making my order. But either way, I'm pretty happy with the progress tonight, and I'm really excited to dive into this project more and get it going because I think this is going to be awesome when it's done. So awesome. See you guys.